What's up, family? Major warnings are coming out lately and things are not looking good. Banks are facing shutdowns. Russia continues to threaten the United States. Donald Trump has been indicted. And now China is letting the U.S. know that they are now preparing for war. So that is why the title of this video is so important, because we are at war with all of these individuals. Now, the biggest war that we have right in front of us is the war involving the former president, Donald J. Trump. Trump has lashed out at the latest news surrounding his indictment and said these four specific things. He said, number one, it is an outrage. Number two, it is an attack on the rule of law. And then he also said that this is an assault on our democracy. And he said that this is an attempt by the Democrats to interfere with the next presidential election. So depending on what side you are on, if you are a Democrat, you are at war with Donald Trump. And if you are a Republican, you are at war with the Democrats. And ultimately, no one wins in the battle between the right and the left. So we should be moving our focus towards the fact that China has made it very clear that they are currently preparing for war at this time. Well, we just received information coming out of China in which we did hear from President Yi, in which he is now saying that he is preparing China for war. Now, specifically, he said that the world should take him seriously. Yes, Chinese leader President Yi says that he is preparing for war right now at the annual meeting of China's parliament and its top political advisory body in March. He said that this particular theme of war readiness through four separate speeches, in one instance telling his generals, "I dare to fight." Yes, his government also announced a 7.2% increase in China's defense budget, which has doubled over the last decade, as well as plans to make the country less dependent on foreign grain imports. And in the recent months, Beijing has unveiled new military readiness laws and new air raid shelters in cities across the country. So yes, guys, this is not necessarily shocking to most, but it is shocking in regards to, he is saying specifically that we are preparing ourselves. We are getting ready for war because we don't necessarily know exactly when we'll actually have to go to war. Now, I will say the first person on their list of war might not be the United States, guys, as it probably is Taiwan. However, that is not much of a battle in regards to China, but we do know that the United States is standing strong with Taiwan. So that means if China goes ahead and attacks Taiwan, that pretty much creates the war between China and the United States. And yes, guys, this is not shocking at all. We know that there are huge tensions going on between President Yi and President Biden, as well as the Biden administration, as well as this particular country, and things can pop off at any given moment. And in fact, just a couple of months ago, guys, we heard from one of the top generals in which he put out a prediction and said that, look, he's predicting that a war with China and the United States could happen as early as the year of 2025. And that is because some of the tensions are really growing too fast and they are not slowing down as of yet, which means that we might not necessarily be able to control those tensions between the two countries, and which would pretty much put us at war with each other. So guys, keep this in mind. We are definitely on the rise right now with tensions ranging from multiple countries out there. And we are specifically talking about China, Russia, North Korea, and I'm sure there's somebody else out there as well, guys. But anyways, like I said, there could be a war around the corner. Could this be the next World War III? Well, guys, probably so. So I will tell you guys to go ahead and prepare yourselves, because you never know when something might pop off at any given moment, especially as the conditions between Russia and Ukraine continue on. It has been more than 365 days and this war doesn't look like it is going to end anytime soon. And like I said, we are not only worried about China, we are also concerned about North Korea. They have been preparing for war for much longer than China has. which is why they continue to practice these ballistic missiles being fired off from their local country. So anyways, it says right here that North Korea reveals their new nuclear warheads as the United States carrier strike group ends up docking near North Korea, which they pretty much docked in South Korea, which we all know that the United States has a great relationship with South Korea, in which we are putting a lot of our military aid and our individual military people directly on South Korea's land, which the North Korean president does not like that at all. He is calling this United States individuals too close to home, too close to him. And yes, we did hear from Kim Jong-un, in which he ordered expanded production of weapon-grade nuclear materials. And obviously, this is not a surprise. We do know that North Korea is pretty much a rogue country in which their particular president, he is kind of cuckoo, if you will. But anyways, guys, he continues to practice these ballistic missiles and threatening the United States and saying that he could send one of these missiles right now directly to the United States and the U.S. can do nothing about it. So yes, guys, these are some direct threats coming from North Korea. But this is not the first time. This is not the second time. This is pretty much an ongoing basis. However, United States continues to put sanctions on North Korea, in which they recently started putting sanctions on Russia as well. So again, those are the two individuals that pretty much have huge beef with the United States at this particular present time. China's beef with the United States is growing by the day, but it's not as bad as Russia and North Korea. But anyways, that could change at any given moment. And speaking of Russia, we just received information this week that Russia is now seeking aid directly from North Korea. They are trying to create this deal with North Korea in regards to sending them food in return for their armory, their military equipment, things like that. And yes, the White House on Thursday said that it has new evidence that Russia is looking again to North Korea for their weapons to fuel the war in Ukraine, this particular time in a deal that would provide the country of North Korea with the needed food and other commodities in return or exchange. And yes, this is the particular latest accusation that Russia desperately is needing weaponry and restricted by their sanctions that the United States has placed on them in regards to exporting controls to their particular country. So Russia is trying to do everything in its power right now. They are struggling, trying to get through this particular war with Ukraine. So it's obviously that Russia does not want to come across the wrong way with the United States. Obviously, our military is doing much better than Russia, according to what we see in the news. So anyways, guys, those two individuals are working on a deal right now, and we should have more information in regards to this coming up the following week. So I'll keep you guys posted as usual. And also, speaking of Russia, we just received word from the president, President Vladimir Putin, in which he is now saying that Moscow is planning on placing some of their nuclear weapons in Belarus, according to the United States. Now, this is in regards to the latest news that we just received, and this pretty much breaks the relationship in between the United States and Russia, saying that Russia is going against all of the rules in regards to nuclear weapons, especially if they are planning on putting them in another country. Yes, guys, that could be a little tricky. And actually, China didn't necessarily like this idea as well. They ended up speaking about this, and yes, they are saying that, look, China is responding to Putin's threats to break nuclear weapons pledge, and they are not happy. They do not agree, even though they met a couple of weeks ago and had a great discussion, and they are pretty much close friends. But it does seem like that China has renewed their calls for this de-escalation in Ukraine. They put this out on Monday and reminded Russia of its recent opposition to nuclear war days after President Vladimir Putin announced his plans to deploy tactical nuclear weapons in his neighboring Belarus. So anyways, guys, China does not agree with this. They are pretty much reminding Russia that we want to go towards a de-escalation process, not an escalation process in regards to these particular nuclear nuclear weapons, nuclear materials, and things of such sort. So anyways, guys, it does seem like China is trying to create a form of a peacemaker, if you will, between Russia and Ukraine and also the United States. President Xi has said previously before that he does want to sit down with the United States and have another discussion. He definitely said that he does not want to escalate towards the idea of going directly to war. However, he won't hesitate to pull the trigger if needed. So anyways, guys, it does look like China does have a little bit of a level-minded, if you will. So that is some good news, and hopefully it prevents the United States from officially going to war directly with China. We don't want that, guys. We do not want that type of fear in this country, fear in regards to China and what they have behind closed doors. So anyways, guys, that is in regards to Russia and China, but also Russia said that, look, we're not going to share any more information with the United States. We are upset with them. They continue to provide Ukraine with military aid, military equipment, so that we are no longer going to be acting accordingly to the rules that we previously put in place. All things are off the table at this time. So obviously we could see this particular thing coming. And yes, the United States stepped up and said that, look, we will put sanctions on you. We will put more sanctions on you, especially if you decide to put these nuclear weapons in Belarus. We will put sanctions on them as well. Apparently, the United States is the police of all countries. But anyways, guys, that is just the latest information in regards to how the United States could actually come to war with one of these three individuals. It is looking more promising every single day, and hopefully China can be the peacemaker between everyone. Hopefully China can cause a reaction which pretty much causes this war in Ukraine to come to an end. So anyways, guys, that is a relationship right now. And also, don't forget about the former president Donald Trump. The United States Democrats, they are at war with Donald Trump right now. This can't go well, guys. And then also the Republicans are at war with the Democrats. This can't go well as well, guys. But hopefully this does not create another situation in which we saw on January 6th on Capitol Hill. Hopefully things this particular time will actually stay peaceful. If you guys didn't watch my last video, you need to go ahead and check it out. But we could see the former president Donald Trump be arraigned this coming Tuesday. Guys, you definitely want to tune in for that. Hopefully we don't have any crazy protests going on. But anyways, guys, stay tuned. I will keep you posted as usual. But I hope all this information in this video was helpful to you today. Well, anyways, guys, hey, that's all I have for you today. But feel free to check out some of the items down below in the description. There are a few ways for you to be able to support this channel. Totally up to you. And it doesn't cost you any amount of money. But also there are some other opportunities for you to receive things like 12 free stocks from Webull after depositing anything above 1 penny. But go ahead and deposit $1 just so that you can feel good. But also you can sign up with Moomoo, where they are giving out 17 free stocks. Either way, those are just a few. There are others. Check out the links down below in the description. But anyways, if you enjoyed today's content and you want to see more, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. It's totally free. And if you like today's video, then go ahead and hit the like button for us. It really helps out this channel, as well as it tells YouTube to share this video with others. So anyways, guys, hey, I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching, and I hope to see you on the next video. Peace.